Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of the Conversation Capital. The time has arrived. Bo, 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 bo. The voice of reason today. Given Masilela. How you doing, Given?
I'm good. How are you?
I can see you opposing already.
Exactly.
And the guest of honor, the one, the only, Bonga Botha. Let me tell you, I have not seen Bonga Botha look this polished and clean ever. In my whole, she walked in and I said, a bride. I mentioned in the previous episode, a bride is here. You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
She beat her face in front of me and I'm like, how do you let me go on camera with such dodgy makeup when your makeup looks so dashing?
I'm good with my face.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm good with my face.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you, cuz I had to show up for our TCC
Bajong, wena utsohoba nompopi je. Hey, no. We're thinking, how about we be careful? They must be careful. So I'm super excited for this. It's going to be very standard questions.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that I ask that's a bit too personal, we'll browse over it.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I hope we get to the other part of the conversation. If not, we'll have it another day.
Yes.
Like a new graduate one. But for now, though, what are your hobbies?
My hobbies are watching a lot of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could say reading, but I don't do much of that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Watching a lot of YouTube. Believe it or not, I watch celebrity gossip. I think you know this about me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Watching is the new reading. That's what I always say.
I watch a lot of celebrity gossip. Guys, ask me what's happening in whose life, what's happening on Twitter. I know those things. So those are things I enjoy. What else do I like doing? Yeah, that's the one thing I can think of a lot. What else? Because you know
You're
me.
Definitely, and you're a current affairs girl
Yes,
beyond
I love
YouTube.
Yes, I love reading
First thing in
current
the
affairs.
morning, I can look at Bonga status and know what's happening in the world. Bricks currency, Bonga. Or Bonga's that person. And I'm always like, thank you for this news outlet that you are, my dear. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say news, YouTube. Yeah, those are the things I enjoy currently.
Okay. And then do you collect anything?
No. Wow.
She's a black woman. What's wrong with you?
What do you collect? Do you not collect?
Nothing.
Actually, I like seeing black women and how many things they have, and my own mother. I'm actually scared of such because I believe we're hoarders.
Yeah.
There's being a collector,
Yes.
and then there's being a hoarder.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was about to say I collect clothes, but I realized I just hoard clothes.
Yes.
Actually.
Yes.
So, those things haven't fat me since grade 7.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a huge difference.
I would say I collect stationery, but I don't collect it to keep it. But I have a lot of stationery. I love stationery.
Is this because of your work?
No, I've just always loved stationery.
Oh.
It's a family thing. We love stationery. My sister loves stationery.
Yes. Yeah.
Even back to my aunts, they all teachers. So
yes, actually.
yeah, I love
I
stationery.
didn't think about your aunts. Being Bonga cousins, I say this all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't think about your aunts. Teachers.
Yes,
There's a lot of
teachers
teachers and there's a lot
from
of
my family, yeah.
education.
So I love stationery a lot.
Ah.
Lereku, my nephew's always has the latest things. You know the rubber that goes like this? He uses that rubber.
Yeah.
And he's in grade 4.
Yeah.
It looks like a carpet knife vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's on your bucket list?
Bucket list. Starting to travel more.
Yes.
Oh, especially for Asante, my baby. I feel like it would be so we're planning a trip and I'm like, Asante, I went onto a plane in my 20s.
Yes.
And she's doing that before she turns a year. Well, after a year.
Yes.
Wow.
So those are things I would love for my baby. Just traveling with her.
Yes.
Yeah. And losing weight.
But that's a goal. But yes, I hear you.
Oh,
Bucket
bucket list really go last the same thing.
Bucket list, for me, a bucket list, I'm going to say it, but it embarrasses me because I feel like I probably never am going to do it. But I'd love to run the Comrades one day.
Oh, so bucket list, keep on the high jump. Once off first thing, not a high
I
jump.
think
What
so,
is that
yeah,
thing?
Yeah, skydiving.
Yeah,
Yeah, keep
skydiving.
into the I think that's a bucket list, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
bucket lists are usually things that refer more to recreational stuff, adventure.
Something that's on your list.
Hiking. Believe it
Yeah.
or not, I don't think I've ever been hiking.
We should do this next week.
Have I been hiking? This question has actually challenged me to go back and be like, hey, bucket listy. Yaga.
Uh-huh.
What is it? That's interesting.
Oh yes, yeah. It's important to know what, or
Yeah,
not
but
important, but
definitely-
it
It
just,
would be a nice thing.
yes, just to have a.
So yeah, but traveling with the baby, number one.
That's
Without
a
doubt.
cute one. What's your best childhood memory?
Oh my god. Let me see. It's not childhood because I was in high school. But there was a time, all the time when I had my periods, my dad would get me fast food and I'd be lazy in the house. Yeah. That is
That's
so
a
lovely.
beautiful
That
memory.
is
right
a
Yes.
beautiful memory.
That's a beautiful memory.
Also, during my exams, my matric exams, my dad and my mother actually, anything I needed for school. Yeah, it shows my goals, but why am I thinking about school and stuff? But yeah, it was always like, I don't remember needing any resource. If my friends had a book I needed to copy, like, it's a handout. We have these classes that you see in matric. So if there would be a handout that another school had that we didn't have, I didn't even know it was possible to copy a lot of pages.
Yes.
So I was worried. I'm like, yo, how much is it going to be? Then I went to the the printing place. Then they gave me the price. And my dad was like, yeah, sure. I don't remember needing anything in my matric year.
Yes.
Yeah, my family was invested in. That was awesome. And it set me up for life.
Sure, I hear what you're saying, and it also brings you back to why you consider those things important, because you see the investment of your parents in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear that 100%. Yeah,
Even my
because-
expenditure on my matric dance, when my family goes back to how much they spent, I'm like, what? Why? You know, my dress was expensive, the car was expensive, everything was expensive. And my family is a middle class family. And I'm like, today, I wouldn't ask for that amount of money. I wouldn't spend that amount of money. So I think
that
my
is
matric
so-
year and just my dad, every time I wasn't well with my periods, he'd just do stuff, cute stuff. He still does, in fact.
No, your dad's amazing.
Yeah.
Your dad's amazing. Can I also ask you, what's your best childhood memory?
Yo, can I tell you, Yazi, I actually don't remember much of my childhood. I didn't block it out or anything because of any traumatic experience.
Yeah,
I just want to be clear.
I'm like, I've got my counseling face on.
I genuinely don't. I hear a lot of people like talking about when they were 4, when they were 9. I don't remember stuff from when I was 9. And if I'm you know what I know that I used to love a lot, because back with staying in the township, is I loved sitting, because we had the big house right opposite the small kitchen, because usually back in the day you'd have a kitchen outside of the main house because you built the main house later. So yeah, before you used to use the kitchen outside. So I loved it when we used to have, saying it in English is not the same, guys, right? It's like the stove samalahle.
Yes.
And then kuzabantu bazodisha. You know, uyazi ukudisha, yini ukudisha ngesuit.
Dishing up.
No, ukudisha, guys.
Makoka, they're talking stories.
Yes. I used to love that. Okay. I literally would stay awake and fight sleep just to have my aunts come over,
and tell
like
stories
exactly,
over the fire.
uncles coming over, popping into the kitchen outside because it's warm, and it would happen in winter. Favorite.
I also grew up with Stofoya Mashallah, at home.
Another funny memory that I always remember, a group of friends and I, growing up, we used to, and now actually this is bringing up a lot of nice memories. We used to stand like by the main road and then we'd come by a taxi and then run away. When it stops! And we were nice girls going into teenagehood. So it didn't make sense. Clean, nice girls. Then they come back and then run away. One of our friends lived just nearby, so we'd go into the yard where the taxi stops.
I wish you had been chased down by one of the drivers.
No, sometimes we were, but never to the point of catching us. Another one would be, guys, don't do this. Kids don't do this. But we lied a lot about where we're going. And then I'd end up, if you're from the Val, you know this place, Abraham's Rest. I had the best memories there.
I have one Abraham's Rest story.
Abraham's Rest, for other people don't know, in the East Rand, kind of what is it? But it's like a park. People go, come
Yes.
16,
Yes,
31, second,
yeah.
the first weekend of September.
Yes.
So, body beach party and all of that. So, my family would think Kile Emerald,
Yes.
a buffet. Emerald is like Bomonti Casino. Wow.
Yes, yes.
But it's like a place like that if you don't know.
Why
for
well,
reference.
like as if Emerald is not as classy as Monte Casino. Please give it to us Val people.
They're gonna diss me.
Did she just compare Emerald to Monte Casino?
So my family think I'm at a buffet somewhere.
Yes, yes.
And then
And then we said the Palma.
Yes.
Buffet, yeah, Emerald, yeah.
and then Katiki Abraham's Rest, Noah Red Square. Yo,
I also have one Abraham's Rest story, like throughout my high school, but like I was such a coward. For me, it was like, oh my god, guys, I'm not actually supposed to be here. I've always been that kid.
You're already there.
You know, when they said it doesn't have wrist, I was like, oh, I don't have wrist indeed. Okay, what's one place you wish to travel to? How's my favorite like dream destination?
Nix.
Actually, most people don't. Hey?
Because we don't think that far, right?
Yeah, most people don't.
Wabana ke batla travel last hunt, but first thing
Jamaica?
To go where?
Cape Town.
Jamaica?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I love
We are
Jamaica.
You know, South Africans are famous. You must watch I Blew It. We're famous for receiving money and going to Durban. Durban.
I wish you
Passport
guys
for
could
who?
see Kevin.
You don't want to go to Jamaica?
Jamaica.
I mean,
Barbados?
I see the thing and I'm like, oh, it looks like it would be nice to party there.
Yeah.
But then you hear of all the other stories. But yeah,
Ah,
I genuinely don't have one.
a dream. Okay.
I
Kim?
genuinely don't have one.
I don't know why, but something about Japan really attracts me.
You're such a tech guy, I think.
And it's actually not even that, hey? Like, have you heard Japanese club music? Like, yo, girl.
You want to go to a Japanese
Why are you back to Japanese?
Arigato.
Well, no, this is Fast and the Furious. Do you
Eh,
wanna know
eh.
what we see
There
in
we
Tokyo?
go. There we go.
Is that in Tokyo, Japan? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I also don't have a certain destination. There are some destinations where I'm like, that would be cool to see that. Yeah, but no, I don't really have a destination that I dream about. Yeah, the day I get to go here. No,
Okay.
not really.
There are some people, when you ask this question, they know the city.
Yes.
The places
No,
they
absolutely.
visit,
I can imagine
the-
doing like a run in Central Park.
Dakar is still up
You know.
there, though.
Oh, yes.
Dakar is still up there.
Yeah, I hear that one as well. Yeah, I have many dreams like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely have many dreams.
I mean, we
like
spoke about the comparison between us. When you
Yes.
get money, you think travel.
that. Travel, yeah, and you think of weaves, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, and I was just like, because Bonga was telling me about some expensive weave she wants to get. I said, what? That's a flight to wherever. And she
Yeah.
was just like, Yes, okay. So, yes, which family member are you closest to? Whoa.
My dad. Okay, let's talk
I
immediate
mean,
family.
we see each other every month.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that, darling.
Family, immediate family, without a doubt, my
In
dad.
my head, it was like Europe. Ursula, Europe.
No, I didn't count you. I thought you meant.
Asante.
My closest friend, definitely you.
Thank you.
There we go.
Finally, I'm up.
There we go.
There's something.
There's something. Are you closest to your dad?
I am.
Latiwe?
We are close, but yeah, I would say closest in. Yeah, no. It's
If you
my
had
dad.
a crush, who would you tell, Latiwe or your dad? Latiwe is her sister.
It would be neither.
Oh,
No.
aren't you a secretive young lady?
But a lot of sensitive things as well I discuss with my dad. So I'm closest to my dad. We don't talk as often anymore, but it'd still be because we relate so much in so many things.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I hear that one. Okay. Very last question. What does an average weekend in your life look like?
I'm lying. Asante. Before Asante, it would have been a lot of sleep in bed and watching things. That's my life with wife. But since the baby, Asham, she rules my life.
whatever she wants to do.
Yes, and she wakes up early, so yeah, she runs.
She's an
around.
active baby, Shane.
Yeah, so since Asante, it's just taking care of her, and then I'd be lucky to get in a drink or whatever, But it's definitely just taking care of the baby. Before Asante would have been a lot of sleep. So that's why I remember we spoke about this even in the episode when we were reflecting about our journey on YouTube. Remember how I said to you, I don't have a lot of things outside of just work.
Yes, yes.
So that's why this was also important for me. Now I have this thing on weekends, our channel. It's like a thing for me.
Absolutely.
Before
I remember.
TCC, I wouldn't have anything else. I would have quoted.
No, but the way you're like so active on social media, this goes back to that thing that, sometimes social media isn't really a reflection. One would think that you're the social butterfly that's always up and about. I remember you and I, a year before we started TCC, we decided to commit to 1 month. A date a month, and then like I think we both realized that it became our outlet.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because all the time with me as well, people think I'm such a social person.
Yes.
And I'm always like...
What do you mean by a date a month? I feel like you two are the only ones who understand what that means.
Oh, so we would go out somewhere.
Oh, a date a month.
A date, it's not a date.
Yeah. So we would go out once a month, either for lunch or go out and do
I heard
this.
a date-a month.
Oh, okay.
No, a date a month.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you even took me to booking.
Yes, BK.
Hey.
BK lifestyle.
Yeah, BK. I remember when BK kept trying to get me there, and the day I went, she's like, "Who took you there? I was supposed to take you there." Yeah,
and
so
Fiyida would have helped you because Fiyida would have given you a different experience because she would have popped bottles. But
what were we having?
I can't remember. Wasn't it? I feel like about Panta.
Yeah, but yes, I remember sometime we went to Kwamai.
Ooh. And then these are all selfishly. And then you know what, guys? I have to be honest. These are all selfishly places I've always wanted to try. I just had no one else to try them with. So I'm like, okay, it's just BK. I never have anyone to go with.
Yes.
And then
it's down the road from your place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Kwamai. Okay, I've always wanted to be there, but I don't know where to go with.
Okay. Yeah, Lynn Night was just like, okay, where are we going this month? Yeah. And that was a cheat, but it just always reminds me like, I'm not as social as I think or as people think
you are, yeah.
Because very often, I don't know about you, but Fridays, I'm in the house. I'm in the house so often.
Yeah.
If I'm out, maybe lunch.
Yes.
But
I think maybe that's why people think you're a social butterfly. Yeah.
I wonder if it's not because we're not intentional enough, and I really do wonder, because there's a colleague of mine who was telling me that him and it's 2 colleagues that used to do this. They were also very close friends, so they had themselves, their partners, and I think maybe 2 or 3 other friends. I think it was every Friday morning. I think it was every Friday morning. They would get up early before the sun comes up and go to one of their homes and have a little braai thing and sit on the couches and have this little social gathering. And I'm like, to do something like that committedly, like literally every week, you're just friends. You're not meeting for cell group or anything like that. I'm like, that is committing.
You're absolutely right. Because even our meeting up now is held up. We love each other, but it's held up by the fact that we have a channel that we work towards.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't be meeting this often.
Yes, you think it wouldn't have survived that long.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have survived that
long.
So
a lot of people, not a lot of people, we have to become intentional.
Absolutely, but this is the part where, as I've grown older, I've definitely had to limit the friends that I can have because I'm tired of letting people down. So I'm just at a place where, like, there's now a specific friend that I'm quite sure is like semi-cutting me out, and normal me would want to reach out and but I'm actually it's okay.
One less
because I can't keep up anymore, and I'm trying to do right by all my friends, but I actually just want 10. That's my cap. Like, I can't do more than 10 because there's just so much to attend, and there's just so much investment that you need to put. Otherwise, you just really become like you've got friends, but you don't really have friends.
Exactly.
When you need to talk about something, there's nobody that you can really reach out to, and they've got you.
That's true.
Yeah, you start having these mediocre sort of investments into friends.
Yeah, but I mean, we talked about this in the whole I think it was the Get Ready With Me episode where we talked about the importance of friendships.
Yes.
Like, given the saying, it's not a cell group. Why is a cell group more important than I know he's not saying that, but
But I think
It's
what
a
he
very good
meant was
question.
that.
Yeah.
But I
It's a
think
very
you meant
good
that they
question.
meet in with a particular agenda, and with this one the agenda is just friendship.
Yes,
I think
that's
that-
what I'm
I
saying.
think that was
no,
the-
I'm
yeah.
saying Ugut, he's saying a cell group. I understand. Like
Yes.
every
I
once
have
a
to
week,
be
we
there,
must be there. But
yeah.
even
But how come
friendships,
we
can
don't
do
see it that way?
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes,
I
he
hear what
said
you're
must
saying.
be there.
Yes.
Because even our recording weekends, life happens. Life is happening.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
we make sure.
We make sure.
Work,
Yes,
life happens.
Yes.
But we make sure.
I hear what you're saying.
Like
you know?
I try to. I notice with my friends, ne, I'm the one who'll usually say, guys, let's go catch. Even it feels ridiculous sometimes when I bring it up, particularly because it's not so common in guy world as well. Like I'm the one who'll be like, guys, there's a film. Let's go all go and watch this movie. Or guys, let's just do a badminton braai, right? And literally we'll play badminton and then we'll braai on that day. But it's not often enough. And I feel like because it's only me doing it and not someone else in between the gaps also saying, okay, guys,
Yes.
I have an idea, let's do this. And then someone
Yes.
else takes it the next time.
Yes.
It's not as consistent.
That's so interesting for males because I look at guys, or maybe you guys are different, and they're meeting, drinking, and partying. Was it because your lives are different? Lorna?
No, I think maybe it's also because I'm kind of made a blanket statement. There's a huge difference between meeting to socialize in the sense that I'm talking about and meeting with Amachita to drink.
Okay.
There are dudes who meet to drink.
Yes.
You understand?
That's
Yeah,
that's what I see all the time.
Yeah, that's a complete look. I hope you understand what I mean. It's a completely different dynamic. Whereas
Yes, no, it is. You
Yeah.
want to have conversations
Conversations,
one-on-one.
you understand?
No loud music. If it is loud music, it's your loud music.
Exactly.
Not at a wider
Exactly.
social setting. I get it.
Azelang piano la.
Yeah. More intimate.
Yes,
I get it.
yes.
Tell me if you've got a partner.
I do.
You got a partner, girl?
I do.
How
A
many-
very
how many-
tall, dark, and handsome man.
How many partners you got? One partner. Children. How many children do you have?
I have one baby.
You have one baby. How many siblings do you have?
I have two siblings. I have an older brother, and then I have an older sister. So Gila's born.
Last one tendencies.
So yeah, I'm a baby.
What makes you unique?
I think it's a unique thing, but I'm very empathetic. I think life has hit me with so many curveballs that I can be in someone's shoes, everyone's shoes. You know, I'm very empathetic, and I can gel with everyone.
Yes. I'm going to say something that I think about you that is very unique or makes you super special. It is the current affairs one. Oh my gosh, Bonga knows everything about something. Everything that's happening, I'm like, apparently there's something happening with BRICS. And she's like, I got all the details. She's that person. And then the second one would just be you're a very independent person.
Oh yeah.
You know, Bonga can come visit me for the weekend. And then I'm like, I'm going to church. She's like, oh, yeah, I'll see you. You'll see me when you get back. When I get back, she's like ordered McD's, Ojama Zumba, she's watching series. Like, I never feel like I have to nurse her.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
she's such
yeah.
an independent person
I
to the
get
point where it
you.
makes me annoyed with other people. Like, do you know how independent Bonga is? What you are is a dependent. Actually, Bonga has taught me that you are a dependent.
I get
At
you.
least she's genuine. Like, I'm sure there's people who don't like me because she's like, this girl takes 5 taxis.
Yes. I always say it. I say it to her, I was like, I'm not clear to that job. I'm like, what? Do you know my cousin wakes up at 5 o'clock to get to her job? Like, she's really that person. She's super independent. And I've always loved it about you. Like, I'm just like, oh, this is an amazing trait.
Thank you.
Okay. And when did you first feel like, now I'm an adult?
When I had to put Asante on my medical aid. When I get, I mean, I was paying for myself just alone, so
Yes.
and I took the cheapest option, so I'm like, I didn't feel it. But then, I get already the email, dear Miss A.M. Botha. One day I was like, who's Miss A.M. Botha? And I'm like, oh, Asante Malaika. Like, it was referring to my baby, like Miss A.M. Botha. So when I had to pay for my Asante, like add Asante onto my medical aid, remember, I will mention this in the next episode, but I was on a contract for a long time.
Yes.
And then I was on the contract, I was pregnant, so I had to save up money And then besides saving up money, I had to make sure I change to, from a company medical aid to being individual. And I did that to a T. I'm a very lazy person in terms of admin and stuff like that. But I was on the ball. So I think my baby made me feel like an adult. I've never had to do adult things. Like all my money, because I've been alone, I've lived at home. All my money was for me to blow So only now I'm taking responsibility for a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah. Not even my job made me feel like an adult.
I hear that.
For most people, it's their job that makes them feel like, now I've got bills. Or maybe if I had a property, maybe I'd feel it. But I'd have to say it was my baby and all having to be responsible for someone else. That has been an interesting shift.
I mean, I was paying rent.
Paying
Linda
rent. Taking care of myself in a very grown way, like realizing that it's on me. My tummy is on me. The roof over my head is on me.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's why I can't relate to a lot of things because I live with my mother.
Yes.
If that day I don't want to contribute, if that month I don't want to contribute to grocery, my mother's chilled. So, all that was coming in as boxes. That's super ballistic.
I have
my mother
I have envied that for so many years. Hey, like the moment where I've given, when you pay your rent begrudgingly.
Yes.
No, and I absolutely agree. Getting the opportunity to live in a healthy home as an adult who should have, by society standard, moved out, and you're not made to feel some type of way about it, is definitely a privilege and definitely an up.
Yes,
for you in your life.
Definitely.
And not having that 7,000 or 5,000
being pulled
definitely.
absolutely.
No, it's definitely an up.
7,000. There's some people that are living in the north paying 13,000,
Imagine.
16,000.
Exactly.
I laugh when I think about it because I'm like, paying rent of how much?
Imagine.
It's wild to me. It's so wild.
That's like Bond live.
Yes.
That's a Bond.
It's wild to me.
So I think that's why even getting my first job, I didn't feel like an adult because...
it felt like an extension of pocket money.
Exactly. I just have more money now.
Yes.
But Asante is like, taking that.
Yes, she rubber stamped already. You're an adult.
Yes.
I hear that. I totally hear that. And then if I am going to ask her off, because I'm, checking out these questions from this get to know page. If I'm going to ask something off, and maybe it's the last question, maybe share your aspirations with us.
Aspirations. Guys, I just want to be comfortable in life. So maybe a good managerial position. I don't have aspirations, to be honest, of being like CE what or some. I just want a comfortable salary to afford the things I need and be a mother. Honestly, just a comfortable life. That's what I want. I don't even have aspirations of a particular car, of a particular what. I don't know if life has beaten me up that much that I just don't see myself for that.
There's nothing wrong.
And I know how people can make you feel like that's not enough. I know that feeling when like your aspirations don't match other people. I remember I say it all the time that my dream car is Toyota Cross. And everyone is like, sis, you must never say that again. Never say that again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I just want to not live from hand to mouth. Like I like my current life. I like where I am, and I have an entry level job and all of that. I'm good at it. I enjoy it. So if all of the extra stuff comes as a plus, but I just want to be very comfortable.
That being said, would you ever be a housewife?
I would.
Nami, if I had the option.
Especially, I would, especially now that I have a
in a heartbeat. I was literally thinking about it today, how the frustration, not frustration per se, but what you were talking about, Uguti, your Asante has made you reconsider having more children. Like, I feel exactly the same about my daughter. Like, guys, I miss my Saturday mornings.
Yes.
Like, just staying in bed. Today she just woke up and started and it's the second she wakes up, it's playtime.
Yes.
Kicking, and I'm looking at her and I'm like,
La la.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah, no, I could completely relate to that. But it made me think about how would I feel about this if I was a stay-at-home dad? And I don't mean I'm in the sense that I'm living off of my partner, in as much as I've worked so much and I've established so much what do they call it? Lama income that just keep coming.
Passive.
I'm a passive income, exactly. I've established so much passive income investments that I'm just able to take care of my family in that way. Like, what kind of a father would I be? You know, I was literally just thinking about that this morning. Like, I would love that life. I'd love that life.
Where you're fully focused on 1 hour house.
Exactly.
The school trips.
Exactly.
The soccer matches. And,
Exactly.
you know, yes, okay, I do hear that. But I wouldn't be a housewife.
I definitely, even with the second baby, I always say I would consider a second baby if I could leave my job for like a year or two and focus on the baby.
Do you know
I
what-
would consider having a second
I
baby.
think it's a failure of trust on my end. Like, I must trust somebody's son to take care of me and not say, I will up.
But is it not?
Can't do it.
Is it not that you're limiting your understanding of what a housewife is? Because
Yes,
literally,
yes,
this is everyone's concern
Yes.
with you're giving too much power to. But perhaps you should reimagine what being a housewife means.
Could look like, yeah.
Because that doesn't mean that you don't have your
Any
own
sort
assets.
of income at all.
Exactly.
Like,
But it
when
just
I
means
think
that you're not-
housewife, I think I could be a YouTuber.
Exactly.
And YouTube my
Okay,
life,
I hear what
Exactly.
you're saying.
and have a mother and daughter channel.
In that case, I am sort of a housewife.
Like, I'm always sitting
Yeah.
on my laptop.
I think I am. And I gave myself the lifestyle of you know, like I've got, you know, those things in that sense.
Yeah,
It's not like
'cause
I'm trekking to the office every day. I don't have that
You see?
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like, it's, I think from the parent perspective is I want my kids to have access to me.
More time.
More time, exactly, and me to have more time to be with them.
Yes.
And be able to access them. So that's
Okay.
what reimagining these concepts allows you.
Absolutely, because I don't think I would just sit.
Okay.
I'd probably do my master's, my
Exactly.
PhD,
Okay.
my what.
Okay.
I don't imagine myself just sitting
Okay.
and
Or
looking at a
maybe we should
Reimagining
have a
this
different
housewife
term for what that is.
Yes.
Because traditionally the word housewife,
yes.
that's what it means.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're at home and husband is making the money.
Yeah, like there's a lot of women who would work from home in terms of their housewife, but they run a baking business. They run this so that their baby still leaves for creche.
Okay. So we're gonna sign out. I realized as you guys were chatting that people, do they know that this is the team, and do they know what everybody's role is? Everything tech related and sound related is given. Bonga does everything production related, so all the cool topics that we have, Bonga does that. I assist with production as well, coming up with topic episodes and things like that. But she's our head producer. And what do? I'm the host.
You're the host.
Yeah, that's what I need. Gotcha. So that's the team. That's the TCC family. If you guys want to get a hold of them directly, because I realize that I get Instagrams that are more related to what they do. It's Bonga Botha and Given Illustrative.
Yes.
On Instagram, that's where you guys would prefer to be contacted. And you guys can reach out to them. So everybody who's like, Ursula, I want to start a YouTube channel. Who does your camera? Who does your what? People don't know where I'm pointing at. This side is Given, this side is Bonga. Yes, and then everything production related, like all those bigger stations that are copying all our topics. You can. I'm joking. You can go and reach out to Bonga Botha. For now, though, that is the episode of the Conversation Capital. Goodbye and God bless.